What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's XP King here, back with another Ghost of Tsushima video. And in today's video we're going to take an in-depth look at the combat system and other things to expect in the game. In particular, the main focus of today's video will be the new mechanic Resolve. And before we move on further into the video, I just want to say thank you to the guys who commented on my last video and showed some support. And if you are new to the channel, go and check out my previous videos and other content on the channel. But the main focus for the channel at the moment is going to be Ghost of Tsushima, and we are not far from the release date. So thank you for the support as always, guys. Now let's get into the video. So guys, let's focus on Resolve, and Resolve is a new mechanic introduced into Ghost of Tsushima. It will allow the players a choice during combat. If you notice at the bottom left hand side of the screen in the UI, you have tiny circles. This is the resolves player will be building up whilst engaged in combat. So perfectly timing and countering your enemies will result in larger gains of resolve, bringing the player a choice of whether or not they want to perform a deadly finishing move or in fact heal the player, which is an interesting mechanic, and the choice will determine the outcome of many of your encounters. Do you go for the fatal blow or do you play it safe and heal? The choice is totally yours. A huge part of the combat will revolve around Resolve, and players will be focusing on timing the blocks, as when they're timed perfectly, not only do you gain more resolve, as I've said, you leave the enemy open to a finishing blow. I find the Resolve mechanic very interesting, as players will have to manage the Resolve carefully when fighting more than one enemy, ensuring that you block effectively and only attack when you see the opportunity as fit. As I mentioned in the previous video, enemies can kill you within a few swift attacks from the katana. As you would have just been seeing from the gameplay, another interesting thing to mention with Ghost of Tsushima is the combat stances. Similar to Neo, players will be able to switch stances mid-fight. Stances will determine types of attacks Jin will use. High stance results in a heavier attack, for example. I like the idea of the stances and being able to switch between them depending on your situation. The stance mechanic is clever. It makes the player think on their feet. Changing into the right stance at certain points in the fight to gain the upper hand could prove vital. Steering away from Resolve for just a quick second, a distract mechanic is actually in the game too. So when you're actually taking down these encampments, you can approach them differently and obviously stealthily, which the game is heavily based off. The exciting thing about the Ghost of Tsushima's combat system is that you'll be able to access a variety of weapons, the half bow, the longbow and many more. Also kunai to mention, which just adds another way to take down your enemies and keeps the gameplay fresh. I was actually speaking to my friend about this, but you see from the gameplay as well, and we was talking about distractions. So you also have access to firecrackers, and it's a really effective way of taking down these encampments because it distracts the enemies, and then with Tenchu style you can do death from above and absolutely brutalise your enemies. And then that chain mechanic comes into play from the previous video I mentioned, which is absolutely fantastic. I just want to mention some other important things to note about the game and what to expect. So an important part of the game, as we know, is exploration, being an open world game. So gathering resources will be key, as you will have access to vendors throughout your journey on the island of Tsushima. Some of the main resources that you'll be collecting are bamboo and yew wood. So from what I can gather information wise, upgrading in Ghost of Tsushima comes in the form of the vendor. So which the resources I mentioned, you'll be using those when you gather enough. So the half bow, for example, one of the weapons you'll be utilising in Ghost of Tsushima, can be upgraded, and with each rank it gains a boost to various different stats, ranging from stability, draw speed, damage and more. From what we've seen so far, it looks as though there'll be 5 ranks in total to upgrade to. So guys, another exciting thing to mention about this open world game, and what makes it more rewarding than games similar to this, is that it offers game changing rewards and not just generic XP gain. So upon exploring or doing side quests, it will entice the player and encourage you to want to venture off and explore the island. So as I mentioned, unique abilities and weapons can be obtained by doing this. This means your hard work won't go without reward, guys. So one of the last things I want to talk about in this video, and I wasn't sure if I should have made a separate video on this, but I'll talk about it anyway, and that's customization. And I won't go too in depth with it, but there is customization, and customization is quite interesting in Ghost of Tsushima, as different armor has different mechanics to work with. I'd imagine this opens up many options for different playstyles, and also it just looks aesthetically pleasing. So we're going to be coming up to the end of the video now anyway, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed and it's been an informative video, and as I always say, guys, feel free to suggest some stuff in the comments, ask me some questions. I'll always get involved with you guys, and I just want to know you guys' thoughts. Of course, I do care about what you guys think, and for those of you who are new, do consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video, because it really does help me out, so I would appreciate that. So that is going to wrap up another Ghost of Tsushima video. I'm really enjoying making this content and I can't wait for the game to get here. So guys, thank you for watching as always, and I will catch you in the next video.